So you got to dance for me.
All right. Yes, honey, yes. Welcome. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Welcome to YBENTTV, honey, yes, God. If you have not done so by now, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share because we all know that sharing is caring, bitch. Okay? Hit the notification bell. That way it'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. What's tea? Conscious, what's up, baby? How you doing? Miss Trish, how are you? Yes, honey, let's adjust the lighting, shall we? Because, bitch, what's really going on? Hold on. Is that better? Too bright. I don't know, child. Whatever. Girl, I'm sweating. It's hot. I just got out the shower, so that's probably why, too. Miss Ebony Reese, how are you? Jimmy Capricorn, how are you? Welcome. Yes, guys, we have to get into some things, honey. Girl. Because the streets are talking. The streets are talking. Bitch. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Girl. How y'all doing? So Jeff, hey. Raisin Finley, how are you? Melinda, how are you? Hello, everybody. We have merch to discuss, honey. We have much to discuss. That's why I'm giving it a minute for everybody to just come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yes, honey. When Jesus is my doctor, he gives me all my medicine in the room. Ooh. Yes, honey. Okay. What's up, Xavier? How you doing, boo? Yes, honey. Come through, honey. Whoa, we got much to discuss. Huh. T.I. and Tiny, bitch. Okay, thank you, so Jeff. Just getting off work. So happy I didn't miss this. No, honey. You know I got to get into it. And I'm glad that you guys are here with me. Hello, God. Please make sure to hit that like button. Okay. Get it popping. Right after this, I'll be doing my review for taking over Houston. So we won't be here long. I'm not going to keep y'all long because, well, it depends on how things go. Because there's much to unpack here. What's up, DHND? How you doing? Welcome. I figured this is going to be a popular subject matter, but the reason I have to come here today, okay, let's gavel this bitch out. The reason I have summoned an emergency court session, bitch, is because we have to give these sorry, raggedy bitches. And I know as a commentator and as someone that's on the outside looking in, we're supposed to say allegedly. These are allegations, okay? These aren't things that have been technically proven in the court of law, bitch, okay? But over here, this is a free court, bitch. Hello, God, where opinions are welcomed. I've never liked that raggedy bitch T.I. I've never really liked Tiny's old crypt-keeping, lizard, deformed-looking ass, bitch. I've never lived for neither of those motherfuckers. So you could quite say that my commentary might be a little biased, but for the sake of the fact that I am a broke-ass bitch with bad credit and no nothing in the pot, those whores will sue. So allegedly, hallelujah, bitch. You see it in the thumbnail. Alleged pimp and madam, bitch. They are canceled. And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about here today, you've been living under a goddamn rock. I don't watch much TV. I pretty much live my life surfing through YouTube channels. And, you know, TV just got kind of stressful last year. So it's Netflix and Prime for me, bitch, and YouTube. How about that? But when things like this come across my motherfucking screen, you know we got to talk about it. We got to treat this as a truth and justice, but not really. But we got the gavel, so really. Okay, let's serve these whores a little bit of truth and justice, shall we? So now that, you know, we are here, Okay, we are queer, bitch, and we're trying to be everywhere. Okay, haven't said that in a long time. Let's get into some things. So basically, for those that don't know, T.I., the hood version of Brainiac, child, which he thinks, child. Let's not even give him too much, child, because he's a narcissist. So we give him too much praise, girl. It gets to his head. Okay. T.I. and Tiny, I guess they had a situation. I'm gonna play some clips because, like we said, like we always say over here at the YB Entertainment TV, honey, we like to hear from the horse's mouth. You're gonna get my commentary, but we're also gonna hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay, we're gonna play some clips. Hallelujah, bitch, so we can get down and dirty. A to the man. So basically, T.I. and Tiny have been accused of sex trafficking. They've been accused of bearing witness to rape happening in their homes with minors. They've been accused of all kinds of shit. And this has all been brought out on the heels of some girl, I believe her name is Sabrina. She is like close to the situation, close to them. Apparently they've been friends for years. And honey, mama was speaking about her experience with T.I., saying that he put a gun to her head, child. And then from that live conversation that she did, that conversation birthed, so alleged victims coming forward stating that, girl, not only did he put a gun to your head, but he is hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your husbands, honey, because they are raping everyone around here, girl. Okay, bitch. So we got to get into it. Now we do know, honey, girl. Let's get into it. Let's find this video, girl. Let's find the video. We got to hear it from the horse's mouth, bitch. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. We're going to hear it from the horse's mouth. We're not going to play all of these clips because we don't have time for that. But, bitch, we're definitely going to get into some things. Oh, honey. Oh, they put a new feature on here. That's cute. I didn't know that. I'm going to have to play around with it. Sabrina Peterson is her name. So then we're going to start where this began. Amen. And we're going to work our way through some things. We're going to play some of her clips. We're going to play the clip that she has talking to an alleged victim. We're going to look at T.I.'s response. And we're also going to look at Shekinah Jo and her cereal box built ass response, honey. Hello, God. We got to get into it, honey. Hold on. I need to see something. Hold on real quick. Hold on, guys. I need to make sure I did that the right way. Share audio. Yes, girl. We're going to make that a little smaller. Put her right in the child. So, bitch. What's up, Dre? How you doing, baby? Oh, girl, my microphone. Oh, no. What's up, honey? How you doing? Joshua, how are you? What's up, it's me, D. How you doing? And Miss Chi-Chi is here with us. Honey. Honey, yes, God. She says she live for clout. Girl. I don't care if this bitch is lying. Let's talk about it. Because like I said, I may be biased towards because I've never liked those motherfuckers. I think they're pimping out their Vernica, whatever her fucking name is. They already trying to get her and her broke down husband a goddamn show, rushing in to get married because homegirl's pregnant. You know how they feel about that in the Bible Belt, girl. We got a lot of things to talk about because the way that they move, we already know. Let's just say this. Let me just put this out there real quick. The reason I don't like T.I. is because, bitch, something nefarious has always befallen him throughout his life. You started off becoming one of the major nuisance to your motherfucking neighborhood back in the day, which I don't really talk too much shit about because I understand that way of life, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do as a black man in America. I get it. Hustle, bitch. do your thing. And then you bore fruit by becoming a musician. Good for you, or a rapper, whatever you want to call it, an artist, rap artist. I applaud the hustle. But I don't like people who are live in the world of contradiction. I don't like people who sit around here and sell out all of these bullshit talking about the hood. But you were a big contributor to the fuck shit that befell your own hood. I don't have time for these people that come from fuckery, fuck shit, and then they get on these fucking high horses and act like they're greater than thou. And you talk down on people in situations. You're a misogynist. You're a raggedy bitch. You're a horrible father, in my opinion. The way you conduct yourself, and I know who are we to talk, right? But bitch, they're public figures, and that's what we're here to do today. We're gonna drag these whores through the mud. Hello, God. We're gonna do a Superman flight. We're gonna break the sound barrier on these bitches, just like it looks like someone's broken a piece of glass over Tiny's face, bitch. We're gonna drag because I believe it. I believe the allegations are true. When so many, it's one or two people, okay, there might be some hating ass bitches, disgruntled employees, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, or a bitch who couldn't take no for an answer, or who got skeeted and beated real quick and couldn't accept the fact that, girl, you were just a one night stand. If it was one bitch, I would get it. But when you have multiple women coming forward with similar stories, and these people don't know each other from a fucking can of paint, bitch. They don't know each other at all. Where is Waldo, bitch? We don't know. Because he's so far removed because, bitch, they don't know each other. There's no there. So, yes, I believe the allegations to be true. Okay, let's get into this video. Because even if this bitch was getting clout, those other victims, child, they're scared. They were scared. They felt like homegirl was speaking up, creating an opportunity and a window for past victims to come through, girl, and say, you know what? Me too. Hashtag me too, bitch. Let's get into it, because girl, we got some clips to get through. Let's hear what this Miss Sabrina Peterson has to say, girl. And shout out to whoever the hell I'm streaming this from. Who is this? Well, shout out to this person who did the binge. I binge. Shout out to you, honey.
Some amazing individuals. Hey, how you doing?
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Let me speak light on something and how weird people are. First of all, never said that your husband was an abuser, okay? Because he couldn't abuse me. Let's just be clear. He abuses you. Let's be clear on that, okay? Let's be clear on that. He abuses you. Your husband could never abuse me. So that's never a comment Sabrina used, okay? Let's be clear on that. Number two, me speaking about what I experienced is my experience, okay? Okay? Your husband put a gun to my head after me looking out for you on several occasions. You are the battered woman. I'm saying you're the woman that's always somewhere crying. You're the one that's always being cheated on. You're the one. I'm saying you're the one that wants to go run to your friends and tell them what he did wrong in X, Y, and Z. And I was so young, I did not know.
Who can I run to when I need love? Sweet love, bitch. And I'm pausing it because, again, I'm not trying to get flagged, so I'm going to pause here and there. But I want to give this real quick. Listen to what she's saying. Again, whether this bitch is a clout chaser or not, honey, the things that she is saying, they align. Look at Tiny's history with T.I. All of the many moments that he was exposed for his filth, fuckery, and fakery in their relationship. And time again, she took him back. She even took a charge for him when they got pulled over for pills, knowing damn well they were his. They're probably both of y'all's, because if you ask me, girl, if I look like Tiny, I'll be taking pills every day too, girl. Girl, seriously. Bitch, I would pray for a horse to kick me and get some kind of check so I can go to Dr. Kevorkian and get a whole reconstructive situation going on, honey. Okay? Shout out to Dr. Miami, bitch. Okay, and all the great things that anyway, moving forward. Bitch, I believe it. These battered woman teas. Girl, sometimes we will submit, we will subjugate ourselves in order to please our men, honey. There's trauma there. But also, it's being said that she's an alleged perpetrator. Heidi Fleiss T with a little bit of ghetto bitch. Okay, girl, let's get back into it.
I didn't know to not listen to a woman when she's going crazy and crying about her relationship. The only thing I knew is that my friend was going through X, Y, and Z, and I jumped the fuck in like the dumbass I was. But the facts do remain the same. And if so I've let this go because it's so freaking old. This is so old, but this is a part of my trauma. This is a part of my truth. This is so old that he went on to make songs about it and so forth and so on. That same silver gun that was on the table when he was arrested, that one silver revolver with the long nose on it, was the gun that he put to my head, screaming, "Bitch, I'll kill you, bitch, I'll kill you." So my PSA today is about me speaking about my past trauma, what I went through. That's my truth. That is my truth. Your daughter was there to witness it. His sister Precious, rest in peace, was there to witness it. And many other children. I was actually, while you were in the hospital, after you lost the child, I left the hospital and took my money to go throw your child a birthday party. And this is where it happened at. So don't paint me to be something that I'm not. Don't ever even say that's the problem. He was on probation. I never once called the police on him. I never once started a case. And as far as my child knowing him, your children call me, your daughter calls me auntie. So as far as my child taking a picture with him and me saying that's his uncle and X, Y, and Z, that was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. My child has never been in a private setting with him at all. Let's be clear on that. But the horrible part about it all is victim shaming. It's one thing to go through what you go through in life, but it's so painful when people will come back and try to make it sound like you did not go through what you went through. No woman in a right mind. The statute of limitations is up. He can't go to jail for what he did to me. But at the end of the day, my truth is my truth. What I lived is what I lived. And no one can discount that. No one can discount the amount of time it took me to get over that trauma. If you ever had a cold pistol put to the side of your head with pressure to it, you would know. I don't care if it's 10, 20, 30 years later. That's something you will never forget. You will never forget that moment of someone threatening and pushing a gun, a cold gun, against your face and your head, saying, "Bitch, I'll kill you, bitch, I'll kill you." I don't care how many years ago it happened. It happened. That's what happened to me. And I'd be damned if anybody tries to say I'm speaking on something for clout or this and third. I don't need any clout for something that A, I didn't sue him for, and B, I didn't get him arrested for. I thought in my character at that young age I was at, that was me being down, knowing someone was on paperwork, knowing someone had a family and X, Y, and Z, not to sue them, not to go to the police on them. I think it speaks more to my character to move forward and try to move on. But for me to speak on my truth and to actually say what happened to me, I'm not doing anyone a disservice at that. I'm speaking on my truth. The same way my truth is that I went to prison. The same way my truth is that I used to dance. The same way my truth is that I'm a single mother. That is my truth. I pray that today, every single woman that has a fabric or a fiber of her truth that may not sit well with how people want to idolize people, I pray that you stand up in your truth. But the part that's disheartening and more hurtful than anything else is that the woman that I stood for, the woman that the quote unquote friend whose back I had, is now turning around and saying, The things you're saying, you're disgusting. You're a disgusting individual. You are disgusting. Don't ever let loyalty kill your moral compass. Don't ever let money kill the person you are within. Don't ever let that happen. You know what happened. I know what happened. And I don't understand how you got these big old balls of steel, because you know me. You know me. More than you know me, you know me. And I'm the smallest bit of your worries. Your worries need to be, because my voice has spoke up, many women will follow. That's what you need to be worried about today. Don't worry about me. I'm outside the statute of limitations. I don't need nothing from you. But my truth is my truth. My truth, what happened to me, my pain, my trauma, what I experienced, what I'm experiencing right now, these are all my truth. And regardless of how you want to look at it, how you want to spin it, how you want to say it, who you want to protect, who you want to cover up, this is the problem. This is a problem, a real problem. You know what happened. I know what happened. He knows what happened. So don't sit around. What you won't do on top of everything else is you won't lie on me. We're going to go truth for truth. Truth is, Clifford Harris put a gun in my head. Truth is, I didn't have a weapon. Truth is, I didn't call the police on him. Truth is, I didn't sue him, and I could have. Truth is, I never spoke about this on the many times I could have spoke about it. That's the truth. That's the truth. And regardless of what anyone says, take a moment and put a cold gun to your fucking temple and recite to yourself, bitch, I'm gonna kill you, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. And you see if you ever.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. What's up, Hermit TV, Brianna? Hello, everybody. My boo Belize is here. Honey, I love it. Thank y'all for joining. Honey, let me just say this. So basically, what I gather from this piece of commentary that Homegirl was giving, she was friends with Tiny, also known as Tamika Harris, girl, okay? Apparently, T.I. drags Tiny's old burnt face looking ass bitch through the fucking house, beats her ass, girl, allegedly. Okay, we gotta keep saying allegedly, girl. Beats her fucking ass, girl. There's a whole domestic violence situation going on. And homegirl Sabrina is not here for it, honey. Okay? So she stands up for Tiny, honey. And bitch, T.I. pulls a gun on her and is like, girl, what the fuck is you doing? Get out of our business. I believe it. I truly believe it. I truly do believe it. And whether or not Tiny is living in a scared house, you still have free will, baby. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's probably a trauma there. I know that there's probably like a fear of, leaving him or whatever you feel. Girl, whatever is binding you. Amen. You know what I'm saying? But Bonnie and Clyde were both crazy. You feel what I'm saying? Clyde never forced her to do shit. She was also a psychopath. So I don't want to, just because she's a woman in potential fucked up traumatic situation, domestic violence, whatever the fuck, we're talking about here. I do understand that. But I also want to say that could it also be possible that she's totally complicit in this? The tea is that she's the runner. She is the madam bitch. She is the one recruiting the girls. So whether or not we want to believe that Tiny is, doing these things out of some like fucked up, devotion and loyalty to her narcissistic husband, I still think she's complicit. And if she doesn't, I find it funny too that at all of this, I haven't heard Tiny speak on this. Have you guys? The little bit of research that I did only showed Shekinah Jo's cereal box built ass, T.I., a couple of celebrities, so-called friends, that spoke out about it. And obviously they're going to take up for their friend because 9 times out of 10, they too indulged in the fuckery. Look what happened with Jeffrey Epstein. Come to find out there was a black book of slew of political powerhouses, musical influencers, all kinds of rich, fucking even the guy over there in England, one of the royal family members' child was out here playing in little girl pussy, allegedly. So when you're out skiing and there's an avalanche warning, amen, you don't adhere to that avalanche warning and you start tumbling down, it's a snowball effect that will end your fucking life, bitch. Just the allegations alone are going to send you packing. As we see, T came out today that they have canceled your fucking show on VH1, honey. They are postponing the show in lieu of these allegations. And everyone that you are connected to in this Atlanta society, honey, is high-end. There's very small and limited black entertainment society, girl. There's a lot that goes on. We've heard all of the teas, girl, of all of these people that go to exposing celebrity lifestyle and nightlife type of shit, where they go to tell us that, girl, they have moments where they're fucking and doing orgies and things of that nature. These aren't rumors. These are tea. This is real tea, bitch. Get into it. B. Coleman, welcome. Mercedes Boykin, hello, boo. How are you? Bitch, we got to ask these questions. And we never want to discount, like homegirl Sabrina was saying, we don't want to discount someone's experience. Same thing with the Jaguar White, or even though I think she's a disgruntled whore, but that's not a here nor there, honey, when I'm talking about her right now. But we can't discount people's experience. And we know that when you are dealing with powerful, influential people, when they make a threat against your life, you're going to fall in line, bitch, because you think in your mind, well, they are rich and powerful. Likely, more than likely, they can achieve the threat that they're sending out to your motherfucking ass. Bitch. So I believe it. Let's get into some more stuff, shall we? Girl. I want to play, I'm going to play the lady did a phone call with the victim. We're going to talk about that too. Let's do that. And then we're going to get into Shekinah Jo's dumbass. And then we're going to get into T.I. speaking out. Honey, okay? Little stupid bitch. Hold on, girls. I don't want to play this whole clip.
Excuse me, this day I don't know who those two men were.
Okay, so the clip that I'm playing is going to be Miss Sabrina Peterson. She has an alleged victim on the line, okay? And the alleged victim is giving her detailed experience when she was a minor of 16 years old. Allegedly, she was raped at T.I.'s house. Not by T.I. directly, but his security guards and his friends. She was then paid, hallelujah, and signed an NDA. Her mother also came and helped sign the paperwork, and they were paid allegedly $12,000 to shut the entire fuck up about the situation. Girl, let's get into it. Let's get into it. This is a mess.
Still to this day, I don't know who those two men were.
So where was Tip when all this was happening?
He was in a room on the other side of us. So it was like a hall. And it was, okay, so you know how an apartment building is like 3 different halls, like the build of an apartment building, where it's like a hallway in different apartment buildings. It was like we were in one room, but I was waiting on Tip. Like I was supposed to be singing for him, giving him my demo. I was supposed to be meeting him.
Did he know? Did he see you take a...
So what I want to say here is, doesn't that sound familiar? Doesn't that sound like R. Kelly's situation, where we recruit these young, naive children who have talent? And no disrespect to their potential talent. I'm just doing that because, there's so many grown women out here that can sing and that can rap and that have great talent that are actually worthy of a record deal, a potential record deal, or at least a conversation around the table. But you sought out a 16-year-old girl who comes from a broken home, amen, who you would thought that no one would give two shits about, who's not going to talk that shit, that legal shit, and you lured her into your home allegedly with a promise of changing her life. She's going to sign a deal. She's going to move to the big old job in the city, and you're going to move her on out, girl. Child, isn't that what Ike promised Tina? And then he started wailing on her motherfucking ass. Let's get into it.
Drink, or did you ever encounter him at all?
So on the way out, it was like I met him, but I didn't get a chance to like sit and fully talk with him. But him and the guy did like a high five, and he was like, "Y'all wild," and
he said, "Y'all wild."
Yeah.
After they raped you, who said y'all wild?
Tip.
How were you when this happened? Like, what year was this?
I was 16, and this was, I want to say, was it 2011? I know because the only reason I know it was 2011, and Tip had I think he just got out of jail, or he was just about to go to jail. One of those, because I remember the guy talking about it.
That they you got paid and you had to sign something?
Yeah, so basically to shut up, the dude paid me $12,000. I had to sign a paper, but I signed the paper like drunk still. So I signed the paper, and I didn't have a way back home. The dude was supposed to pay for my way back home. So I wound up having to call my mom, and my mom actually flew to Atlanta, and they made my mom sign the paper. But the guy explained to me that the paper was just because I was around such a high profile celebrity. Anything that happened with that, so like surrounding that celebrity, I couldn't talk. So he made me and my mother sign the paper.
Anything else you want to say? Like, anything else you want to say? Like,
no, I just try to let this go. Like, this happened. I'm 26 now, so I tried to let this go, but these people is really like animals. Like, they not who they say they are at all, and it's just a shame. And just, Sabrina, with you alone, like, I'm seeing all of this stuff happen, and these people don't believe you, and it's like, they don't know who these people are behind closed doors. Like, these people ain't who they supposed to be.
Did you ever bring to his attention that this happened to you that day?
No, I never. No, but I did talk to the guy, Brandon, afterwards, and he told me that it's a good image or a good look for me to say I had somebody like him. And basically, if I spoke out, like, it'll ruin my business. Like, it'll ruin me.
I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that me bringing up what I brought up has opened up wounds for so many people. The young lady who, dealt with the kidnapping, she's coming on live in a minute. You and, like, I know a lot of y'all are scared to speak out and all this kind of stuff, but, like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
It's like these people, because they such high profile celebrities, it's like These people is animals, man. Like, and people don't believe it because we normal folk, like we regular people. So they make it seem like, oh, you know, she doing this for clout, or she doing it. Who the hell gonna lie about rape? Like, I was 16. They drugged me.
I'm sincerely sorry. Like this happened to you. Like, and I'm not gonna shut up. You heard me? Like I'm not going to be quiet because if I would have spoke when I should have spoke, if I would have called the police on that day, you understand that? If I would have did what I was supposed to do then your situation of losing your virginity to rape.
You're not gonna think to call the police because, for one, the police, like how these people are, and I know a lot of people gonna be, oh, why didn't they call the police? Her mom was there, or why didn't they do?
I want to say this real quick too. Sabrina Peterson began speaking out against Ti because is it the mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, honey? I swore she was birthed by a gay man. Keisha Lance Bottoms actually appointed or is about to appoint or considering appointing Ti to some type of position in the city government. Bitch, the worst thing Atlanta, like Chicago, New York, LA, Detroit, you got a lot of places in Florida, a lot of places, Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee. You got a lot of these, Ohio, bitch. There's a lot of corruption that goes on within our government. You got a lot of major political heavy hitters that have a slew of fucking skeletons in their closets. These people are filthy. You wonder why crime is not down is because they're a major contributor to the fuck shit in their communities. Okay? So I understand why she's now coming out saying like, no girl, I know y'all ain't about to put this motherfucker in charge knowing damn well, nope, let's tell my truth. Let's get these other girls on the line who can put fires under their ass as a living witness to their experience. I truly believe what the fuck it is that these people are talking about. Just because they're your faves does not exclude them from potentially being linked to fuck shit, fakery, and fraudulence. As we slay, baby, how you doing, honey? Yes, it's too much, and it is very sad, honey. T.I.'s not high profile. Well, at the time, they're talking about an experience. This little girl who's speaking to Sabrina Peterson about her rape experience was 16 at the time. She's now 26 years old. So at that time, T.I. was in the height of his career, honey. T.I. was the man, featured on almost every major rap album, honey, doing features with many artists. He was up and coming in Atlanta. Is very small. It seems big, but it's very small, and it's tight-knit. He was out back then at the height of Jeezy, Gucci Man, rest in peace to dun 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 dun, whatever the fuck his name is. Bitch, Atlanta was the place to be, honey, when it came to music. Those high society bitches out there, there is no telling what is going on behind their closed doors. Girl. But at that time, T.I. still was very heavy in the motherfucking media. He was a major power player in the music industry. He was well sought after. I'm not gonna lie, I did love his music, but when I started to see that he was getting arrested and getting out of prison, felons that are caught with guns, that's automatic 25 to life. And the fact that not only once but twice this happened to him, he should have been buried underneath the fucking jail, because I know I would have. I know you would have. Any normal person. So obviously, Shawty Low, thank you so much, Miss Ebony Reese. So I have no choice but to believe that due to your status in your pool and the links that you have within the government, the community of Atlanta, they helped you out tremendously. I can only imagine the coin you had to spend to get out of that shitstorm. Because like I said before, legally speaking, you should have been buried underneath the motherfucking jail. Okay? Let's listen to a little bit more of this child's experience. Then we're going to move on to Shekinah Jo's cereal box built ass, or Captain Crunch built ass, and we'll see what the fuck she's talking about. Okay? And then we'll get into the chat, and I'll put the link in so you guys can come up and speak about what you think about the situation, honey. Okay? Yes.
Do this. It's not that simple when you're dealing with these kind of people. It's not that simple. These people are like master manipulators. They will make it seem like they'll ruin your whole entire life, and these are millionaires. I'm broke. I'm the girl from the project that was just trying to make, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make some of herself. I'm not no damn millionaire. So if a millionaire tell me I'm going to ruin you and your family, and I'm the breadwinner for my family, my mama got stage 4 cancer. So at 16, I've been taking care of myself and my family since I was 16 years old. So of course, if they tell me, oh, I'm going to ruin you, or I'm going to do this to you, or I'm going to do that, you're not going to think, let me call the police, because you're going to think, I got to eat, I got to feed my family, I got to do this. These people going to cause hectic. I can't afford to go to war with them.
And that's exactly what I did after what happened to me. I went to war with them. That's exactly what I did. It took me years to get to this space to even just be able to say, you know, something, this happened to me, and you know, and it was by no stretch of imagination rape, but nonetheless, I'm saying a violation of me, a violation of my life, and so
from that day forward, I've never taken another drink in my life. Like that day changed me, even still as an adult. Like I've never taken it. I don't.
Another woman that's a kidnapping victim, her husband got kidnapped. She's still moving. 13 years later, she's still packing up and moving from place to place, living in fear.
Yeah, these people were scared of shit. People don't understand. These people will scare the hell out of you. Like the way they threaten you, they bring out all this paperwork. Just picture being a young girl that's just trying to make something of herself, and these people do something so wrong to you, just violate your whole existence as a human being. And then they throw these papers at you. Don't do this. I'm gonna ruin you. Don't say this. I'm gonna do this to you. Or, it's a good look for you to do this with me. And I'm just this big guy, or I'm this person. I'm gonna end you. I'm gonna destroy you as a whole, as a person. And you the main, provider of your family. Like, you're not gonna jeopardize that. You gonna swallow it.
Did you leave Atlanta after that?
Did I leave who?
Atlanta. Are you still you still in that area, or are you in a different area?
No. I don't. I've never lived in Atlanta. I got flown to Atlanta and was supposed to get flown back. So it was a business, and it wasn't like, because I know people try to make it seem like, oh, she flew to Atlanta to meet this guy, to do this, to do that. No, it was not that. I was specifically supposed to meet Tip. I was a singer. I was supposed to meet Tip, give him my demo. I just was trying to do what I thought was my calling, like sing. I just wanted to be an artist.
Well, I'm gathering, like, facts and information from from a lot of different places that are reaching. A lot of people are reaching out to me, and I'm not gonna stop speaking.
Please don't. We need you. When I tell you, when I was in your live earlier, and I was shaking because I knew it. I knew you were telling the truth. I couldn't have been the only person. And it didn't specifically happen with Tip. It wasn't like Tip didn't do anything to me, but his circle did, and he knew about it, and he didn't help me as this activist, as this strong Black activist, and you just love Black people. How could you know that this man is doing this to a 6? I was a minor. How could you know that that was happening to me and not help me? I'm 26 and it still hurts to this day. I'm 26.
You sure he knew?
I'm sure he knew.
Girl. First of all, to homegirl, the victim that was on the phone, the fact that at the age of 16 years old, you were the main breadwinner for your family, you were the one keeping your family together. No wonder you decided to take those $12,000. No wonder your broken mother decided to sign the NDA. And yes, we all could bash the mother because if you signed the NDA, you obviously were told what happened. Was your mother aware of what happened to you? Hopefully, she came all the way down there to get you and you had to sign paperwork in order to receive that $12,000. What was it for? Or was it disguised in some type of here's a sign-on meeting deal. Thank you for bringing your ass out here type of tea to just cover up the fact that you were just raped? So we have to understand that the predators are preying on these broken girls that come from broken homes. And it's not just happening to girls, it's happening to boys too. That's for another conversation piece we'll be having later on down the road. But it's the same thing as we hear with R. Kelly. And I wonder with Jeffrey Epstein, with those slew of victims, something tells me someone must have told their parents something. But the fact that all these years are going by and no one is standing up and saying, well, this happened to me, I can't imagine living in that type of fear. And that girl is 26 and she's still traumatized from this experience. That is sad. That creates who we are going to become, how our personalities develop, how we treat people, how we view relationships. Girl, it's a mess. It's extremely sad. It is extremely fucked up. Let's get into it because I want to get through these next two. Shekinah Jo, her Fruit Loops built ass, Captain Crunch, basically all of the cereal this bitch looks like. Okay, we're going to get into her and then we're going to get into T.I. and then I'm going to open up the lines and we're going to have a conversation. So let me know if y'all are going to be ready to come through and speak your piece because there's a lot going on in the chat today. I would love to hear thoughts. Because I'm going to give my little commentary about the entirety of this situation. And bitch, we're going to drag these hoes for filth. We sure the fuck are. Because this can't, and let's be honest here. Yeah, for Miss Sabrina Peterson, there may be statute limitations on your situation, but I believe when a minor I believe that rape, murder, those are too classified to where bitch, child molestation, things of that nature. There is no motherfucking statute of limitations on that. And as discussed in the chat a little bit earlier, we got to see that someone has hired, one of the alleged victims has hired Lisa Bloom. We know that she's a famed clout chasing raggedy bitch who will take any case, girl, but it has to be on a celebrity level. Amen. Let me see which is which. Okay, I believe this is it. I'm not playing this. This is a 27-minute clip. I'm just playing the part that Shekinah Jo basically exposed her friend, her husband situation, T.I., her raggedy ass, and herself. Okay, what's up, MVN? How are you? Lala Renee, how are you? Welcome, honey. Welcome. Let's get into this, honey, because these bitches. And the thing about it is, shut the fuck up, bitch. Girl, y'all just basically incriminated the fuck out of yourselves. I don't understand it. I'm like, girl, and T.I., you supposed to be so damn smart, right, bitch? But you just totally exposed yourself for the raggedy bitch that you are. But let's get into Shekinah Jo's Captain Crunch, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger built ass real quick because we gotta see her become just the dumb bitch that she is. Okay.
Right? How do we change from Tip not the victim no more? Tip is the victim and Tanya now is the legend. How do we go from that? So she done got mad at Tamika for taking up her fucking husband. He go the whole goddamn thing. She has a problem. She ain't talked about nothing about how she fucked Tamika and Tip. I said what I said. Why she ain't talking about how she done sucked his dick and fucked her and her pussy? Why we ain't talking about that? Let's get into it. Yeah. Y'all want to talk about that? Get into it. I'm trying to figure out why she ain't told y'all how much pussy she done ate. Why she ain't told y'all about she one of the women who used to go recruit the bitches for them to fuck. What's up? Hey. Hey. Now they go to real C. They gonna ask her why she ain't told she didn't get fucked. And she women empowerment. Why she didn't tell y'all that she done had some of that dick too? Why she didn't tell y'all? She talking about all the rest of these folks running around here getting fucked. Why she didn't tell y'all she been fucked? And then obsessed because Tamika, I guess Tanya, I don't know. I ain't never fucked Tanya. I swear to God, her. I ain't never fucked damn one of them. I don't get involved. I don't know what they do in their lifetime. I'm not a part of it. But I know she done been fucked by. Ask her how that dick tastes. Go ask her. So Shekinah said how that dick tastes. Shekinah want to know how that Tip dick tastes because I don't know. But she knows how that dick tastes. She know how that pussy tastes too. Ask her how Tamika pussy tastes. Ask her, do she want some more? Is that the problem? Well, ask her what was going on when she was in the threesomes and the foursomes. What happened with her? Huh? What about when she used to go get to recruit the hoes for him? Where's she at in this? Black power. You show into the power, but you the one recruiting the hoes to come get fucked.
Oh my God.
Oh, and I'm in the courthouse talking this shit. So the courthouse said to bitch. I'm in the courthouse. They listening. We done told the whole goddamn courthouse to tick. I just want to know why you wanted the hoes to get fucked and you don't want to tell your story. Now, bitch, I would have thought you would have came out and said, they done fucked me too, y'all. But now, you say they done pull the gun out. You want to go with the gun. Instead of just saying, you done been fucked, Miss Sabrina. And then let's talk about how you used to be going to get them hoes and them niggas to fuck you and Patrick. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how many women used to go get to fuck you and Patrick. Let's talk about how when your man want to leave, you want to tell hoes that he got HIV. I got to get up out of here. I got to be quiet. I'm in the courthouse. Come on now. Nah, bitch, they ain't gonna be mad at me because the world need to know the truth. See? The world need to know the truth. The world need to know the truth though. When she gonna tell y'all she got fucked too? She over there talking about she cut up a girl. She talking about everything she got, but she never told y'all she been sucking pussy too. I'm trying to figure out when she won't come out and say she was a rape victim too. Who raped her? How much drugs they gave her? I'm trying to figure out what her drugs at. She ain't got the drugs. She ain't told y'all about her victory. Ain't no stop telling no business. This ain't no business. She was a fun girl. Tamika keep trying to protect that whole time she was a friend. She actually was a fun girl. You know, y'all fun girls out there getting all of y'all feelings because y'all sold y'all soul. Y'all did it. Nobody put no gun in y'all hoes' head. What's up, fun girl, Sabrina? Where you at? Said hi to you, folks. How you been a hoe? You know you a hoe. You a hoe. You know you a hoe. Why you ain't talking about that?
That's all of the clip that I wanted to play. She's with her she's built like a whole bagel factory. Bitch, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, girl, like first of all, you claim to not know any of their business, but you just spilled all of what is considered to be their business. But are we surprised when her brain is built of cereal dust? You know, the dust at the bottom of the cereal bag? That is the brains of Shekinah Jo. You basically just told on your friend, you told on her husband in the nature of the sexual deviant activities that take place in their home. And I believe I saw it in the chat earlier. Hermit TV said it. CPS should have been called along. Well, as soon as this came out, and we know that there are allegations of sexual deviance, sexual abuse, not just to women, but to minor children, CPS would be called on regular people. those children, all of those weirdly looking children, they would be dragged to the CPS fucking office, bitch. Hello, God. So I'm just Shekinah, you need to shut all the fuck up. I did see a little bit of that video. I didn't really want to play it. But she did another video crying and basically backpedaling and pussy popping. Sorry, girl, you already said it. But the good thing about being mentally retarded like you, Shekinah Jo, is that you are not a credible witness in the court of law. They're just going to think you're a fucking Looney Tune, bitch. So either way, you have nothing to worry about. Now, your friendship with Tiny and T.I. might be fucked up now, but bitch, it is what it is. You basically snitched on them. Like, to be such a hood ass bitch that knows all the hood law, you violated on every level possible, bitch. And if you don't know their business, and even if you did know their business, as we've seen, you admitted to knowing their business. And because you are such a close link to them, people are going to take your word as bond. They're going to believe that what you initially said in that video that we saw, that bitch, Shekinah Jo, we know that's your homegirl Tiny, and we know you know Tip too. We know you done babysat the kids, and y'all did close work together. Y'all been close friends for years. So, of course, the majority of people are going to believe the best friend. Girl, you told on you, if I was Tiny, bitch, you'll be axed. That's why you was crying on live, because Tiny probably cut your ass off at that point, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Stop going to social media with trying to defend these motherfuckers. Let these bitches the battle's not yours, bitch. It's theirs. Let them handle that. I was about to sing Yolanda Adams, but it didn't relate. But bitch, I'm just over these hoes. Let's get into what T.I. said, and I promise we're gonna get into what y'all think, honey. Okay? Because T.I. is just a dumb bitch too. For him to be so-called so smart, oh my god, I read a lot while I was in prison, and now I think I'm the fucking King Justice, or whatever. Girl, if you don't sit your fucking Harriet Tubman looking ass down somewhere, bitch. Here's T.I.'s stupid ass. Oh, there's another video too of another victim, but we're not going to do all that today because that takes away from my commentary. This is a long video too. I just need to get it together. What's going on with my internet? Okay. All right. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Get it together.
Hey, so as y'all could probably guess or imagine, it's been extremely difficult for me to remain quiet in light of all the things that have transpired and all of the egregious allegations that's been tossed around about me and my wife. But it's a reason for that, and I don't mind sharing it. You see, if a person does not have any right to criminally or civilly have you in court, they have no right. The best thing they could do is get you for a defamation suit, drag you in court, make you pay their legal bills, we get you in court. Now, I mean, at this point, man, it's at the point where that don't even matter to me no more, okay? But that's the motive, that's the strategy, that's the intention. Say a whole bunch of false stuff about you that get people to believe and make them come out and say, they're a liar, they're a liar, they're a liar. And then they can say, see, they call me a liar. That's defamation. and they drag you in court, get you under oath and all that. Because unfortunately right now, it doesn't matter as much what they can prove you did. It matters what you can prove you didn't. You know what I mean? And that's just an unfortunate place that our society has made it to. But I want to be clear about one thing. Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. Women, Black women in particular, should be supported, protected, defended, and uplifted. However, evil has no gender. People with evil intentions have no gender. A threat comes in all shapes and sizes. I would never treat a woman the same way I would treat a threat. All right? So I think that has to be distinguished. First and foremost, I want to say my wife is a beautiful person with an amazing spirit and a kind heart. She's a devoted mother, and she has a humble soul. She don't deserve it. She don't deserve it. Now, what we're not going to do is open up the door to my bedroom, as you shouldn't have to either. Open up the door to my bedroom for everybody to come in and chime in and make their opinions about what we do and don't do or should or shouldn't do. But I will say this. Whatever we ever have done has been done with consensual adults who into what we into and like what we like. If we want something, we know exactly where to go to get it. We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never made nobody do anything. We ain't never trafficked anything. Well, sexually trafficked anything. I ain't never raped nobody. Never raped nobody. Also, I'm gonna tell you what's factual. There have been fake stories put up that blog sites anonymously sent to this person. Blog sites anonymously sent fake stories to this person, and the person posted it as though it was a victim, that they were sure that it was a victim and it has been victimized. And what this does is it dismantles the mechanism that women have created for themselves. You can't weaponize something with baseless claims. These are not stories of actual events. They're not. And I have proof of that. And that's why I said it. I have proof of that. I have proof of people who have gone on live with this person and they later said, man, I just wanted some clout. That's why I can't believe they actually posted this shit. I just wanted some clout. So this is what we're dealing with, man. This is what we're dealing with. And also I pose you a question. How you gonna be a victim and an attacker at the same time? How are you being victimized if you are violently attacking someone? Women who have been victimized deserve to be heard. They deserve to feel comfortable and confident. They deserve to feel supported. And that's supposed to get them to a place where they can show their face and say, this is what happened to me. This is who did it. And so the necessary steps can follow. This is not that. This is not that. I also want you to know it's evil at play. I'm talking about evil. I'm talking like, evil. And there's been a history. We've had a history in dealing with the particular individual in question. We've had a history of it, man. Had a history of it. And there is a record of pattern behavior like this. A history of harassment. Not, I'm talking about, listen, this is not my opinion. I'm just saying what's on record. A history of violence on record. And we can't just, weaponize social media to take down people who have families and who communities depend on. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about who have done everything that they can to uplift and help to evolve our communities. We can't tear our people down like that. And this has taught me a lot. This has taught me a lot. But one thing I know, man, I will not be bullied. I am not afraid. I am not ashamed. And I mean, and the truth will be revealed, man. But until then, man, hey, listen, man, any woman out there who's going through things, who have gone through things, if you have a story, and you should come forward. You should, but don't lie, cause that tear the whole vehicle down. Don't lie. Don't lie. The truth is what needs to be heard. The truth. And I can deal with the truth all day. But at some point, man, it has to be some sort of, it got to be something that happens if you come and make baseless claims that are false about somebody that have a negative impact on them, their livelihood, or their freedom. Something got to be done about that. But I was built for this. I was born to be in this position. I was born to be in this position, to face pressure and sit in the fire so it benefits others in the future. I was born to be in this position. God put me here for this. So whatever evil has been conjured up to come against me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But man, I got a lot of love for everybody who's been calling me and who's been in support of me and my wife. Shit, man. We'll be back to doing us, man, sooner than later. You dig what I'm saying? Love and respect.
First of all, you are too old. Your kids are grown, damn near. Why are you dressed like fucking Chris Tucker back in the old motherfucking days, bitch? Why are you dressed like that? Why is your hair like that? Anyway, fashion and beauty and all that is subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Let's not talk about that too much. But you just told on yourself too. You told on yourself, you sorry narcissistic bitch. You told on yourself, you said, what we do? What we do has been consensual. Things have been, agreed upon. And so basically you're letting us know that there are some kinky, nefarious things sexually that are going on in the Harris household. Bitch. You're letting us know, girl, that, bitch, there are things that take place here. But they're not what they're saying. Bitch, shut the fuck up. I would love you to try to sell that to someone who's really going to buy it. Because, bitch, I don't. And using big words and, phraseology and things of that nature, you really think that people are walking in circles, going in circles. Bitch, that gets you nowhere with people like us. Because over here, where we serve truth and justice, bitch, we can see clearly now the rain is gone, honey. All the obstacles in my way, bitch. You sorry whore. How dare you try our intelligence like that, bitch? How dare you? Welcome into the stage, honey. We have some, special. Conscious TV.
I'm listening. Hi.
How are you, honey?
I'm fine. How are you?
Child, I'm good. Just sitting back reading these sorry ass bitches.
Well, you was just about to complete your sentence, so I
What
want
was I about to say?
over here we search truth and justice.
And yeah, and basically, I feel like they're trying to deflect.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I have yet to hear what Tiny has had to say, and I feel like he wants to talk about trying to throw that girl's criminal history in the mix. She admitted to that openly, that she had a criminal history. And T.I., if you're trying to smear her with that, what about you, you low rent bitch? What about you with all those nefarious things that you had going on criminally back in your past? So if you want to bring up hers, let's bring up yours.
Uh-huh.
and the fact that I'm quite sure you paid a pretty hefty penny to keep a lot of your shit from being as bad as it could and should have been. Child. I could even when he staged that whole scene down at V103 Radio Studios in downtown Atlanta all those years ago with that man that was going to so-called jump off of a building, and T.I. just so happened to be there at the right time during the height of his whole public fuckery in the criminal case that he was on. You just so happened to be there and save this man's life. Child, sit that shit down somewhere. Sit that shit down somewhere.
Well, you know that Tiny, she was in the shade room basically contesting these allegations, basically like saying that Sabrina needs to leave her and her family alone. You was just calling T.I. an uncle to your children. Now all of a sudden he's A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. You have done this to plenty of other individuals and females. Like, just leave us the hell alone. And what was interesting is now, because Sabrina has came out, like, of course, all of her stuff has came up too. So we've learned that she's had 6 active restraining orders against her from doing this exact same thing to other women, stalking them, harassing them, threatening them. Like, all this is public information on Miss Sabrina, on top of the fact that she like came home one day and sliced up her babysitter, which is what she was in prison for. Like, she stabbed and chopped this girl up into pieces. So when you put all of that into context, like, I do understand what T.I. is saying. Like, I mean, he's trying to say it without saying it, because he knows that if he tries to defend himself too much in this culture, he's going to look guilty. But if you don't say nothing at all, he's going to look guilty, because you really can't win for losing in the era that we in right now, either way you go. And I think there is something to consider there. I think because of who the messenger is, I think because of who is alleging this, I think we shouldn't be so quick to just jump on the bandwagon. Like, I think
now I understand that she's the catalyst for a lot of the other victims, the alleged victims, to come forward, pushing her out of the way. Let's just say, even if she is a false god, amen. Does that negate the experiences of the other people that have come forward, or are we believing that maybe these alleged victims are just nobody's trying to get clout, as they say?
So that's another thing, but maybe you can enlighten me, because like the last thing that I was aware of is, like, I haven't seen these 14 other victims come forward. We've gotten alleged screenshots of alleged victims, but I think I've only seen like one girl who got up on video with Sabrina who didn't even have an actual experience. She just thought that the way T.I. and Tiny was communicating to her was just weird. She didn't end up actually going down to Atlanta, and so she felt like she just avoided something that could have been horrific. But have any other victims actually physically came forward, or are we still talking about screenshots?
From what I heard it in some news blog yesterday or today, and someone put it in my chat earlier today, stating that one of the alleged victims has hired Lisa Bloom, and we know she's a famed, greedy.
She's also
ambulance chasing bitch.
Right. Like, see, that's my issue. They're like, there's so many cartoony aspects. Lisa Bloom, like, really? I mean, you should have just hired Marge Simpson as your defense attorney. Like, are you kidding me here? Like, this, like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna tell you why I'm really weirded out. Like, in the age of Jaguar Wright, like, just even seeing how so many people like jumped on the bandwagon to believe everything she was saying about these celebrities was just so weird. Like, even like the girl who lied on Usher, claiming that he gave her an STD, his penis was leaking stuff, and then 3 weeks into the investigation, she also had Lisa Bloom as her lawyer. They're doing press conferences. She comes out and admits she lied about the whole thing, and she just wanted 15 minutes of fame. So I'm just like...
But can I say this too, though? When it comes down to T.I. situation, when that other victim came forward and said that she received some type of STD from him, also known as herpes, allegedly, I heard that story that he contracted many years ago when he was first released. It was put out there during that time period that he contracted herpes from in prison. So the fact that someone did come forward and said that, I was like, okay, yes, that may be somewhat public knowledge, and she could have just concocted that. But I found certain moments, and a lot of these aren't really directed at T.I. They're directed around his camp and what they've done to the victims as well. So I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, yes, that includes him because you're the responsible party. This is your property. These are your friends. You are the leader of the crew, basically. And if you are aware of these things that are happening to these young girls in your home, you need to do something about it. So there's just a lot of things that I question, and through craziness is birthed some type of truth. But because these people, like a Jaguar Wright, I don't agree with anything that comes out of her fucking mouth. But I will say, when we look at these people and they're labeled as crazy, and they do have a pattern or a history, as we're seeing with Sabrina, as you're stating with Sabrina Peterson, and her history of restraining orders and things. Yes, but does that truly negate the fact that there could be something there that we don't know about?
I mean, it doesn't, but just like we're willing to give a total benefit of a doubt to the Sabrinas and the Jaguars, we have to, in right, give that same benefit of a doubt to T.I. and Tiny as well. And in terms of like his camp, like, I mean, that's a very interesting thing. But see, I have a whole issue with like the whole thing. Like my issue for one, like, like anybody who's been remotely connected to the industry and who gets like turned out or are deeply involved in the industry, like there's a particular demographic amongst us who are attracted to that lifestyle, aka the fast lifestyle. In the fast lifestyle lies drugs, alcohol, clubbing, fucking, orgies. I mean, it's called a fast lifestyle for a reason. A lot of people like to pursue the Hollywood lifestyle and like to get close to these celebrities and attend celebrity parties because of all of these things. And so now so when you have like a lifestyle that's already nuts and it's already a hot mess, and then you couple that with people who, because what we're really talking about is like unspoken like code. Like, no, you didn't come here necessarily, like it wasn't on a roster. Like there wasn't a letter that went out saying, hey, come get fucked up, come get drugged out, come whatever. But that's what we all understand we're coming to this party for, and that the option is there to participate in these things. Like growing up, my mom was really big on be careful of the company that you keep. If I took my ass to a club and got my ass into trouble, my mom wasn't going to blame the club. She wasn't going to blame the club owner. She wasn't going to blame the club atmosphere. She was going to blame me and hold my black ass responsible, because at the end of the day, you know what the fuck you're getting yourself into. And I cannot imagine that anybody has ever been around T.I., who, like you said, has a terrible criminal, like he has a whole criminal past. He done trafficking drugs. This nigga done been in and out of prison. Like, and these are the people that you wanna be in their home. Like really, these are the people who you want to sit in confined spaces with and be with overnight. You want to do alcohol around these people. You want to do drugs with these people. Like, it's just like at some point in time, I just feel like accountability just has to swing both ways. Like, yes, there's something to be said about completely taking advantage of motherfuckers, but at the same time, like, I don't believe a lot of people are also as innocent in these matters as they proclaim. But I'm gonna let Miss Lala come on, because I see she's here too. Hi, Lala.
Hey, Conscience, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, YB, how you doing? Thank you for adding me.
You're welcome. How you doing, Bo?
I'm good. Well, I just really wanted to, go ahead and just get my opinion off everything. I feel like that damn Shekinah talks too goddamn much. Like, for real, seriously, it was just straight incrimination. And furthermore, it's just like T.I., y'all notice he always and everybody else shit. She had something to say about tour with the Megan situation. You had something to say about everybody else shit, but you put out this one ignorant ass statement, but you ain't saying shit else about your shit. It's some truth to it. And what made me kind of think of this, do y'all remember the Real Housewives when Portia was at their little dinner with, not their dinner, but at their lunch with Candy, and she also yeah, and I heard you wanted to take me back and drug me in your sex dungeon. Now y'all got my antenna. What? That whole Atlanta crew, it's something about that. I don't know, y'all.
Yeah, but it came. But see, that's my issue too, Lala. It came out that fucking Phaedra completely lied. Like she lied. Like Candy had, huh? That she lied about the whole thing. Like she came for the girl livelihood, and I'm just like, I'm confused. Like I want to believe somebody, but I just don't know.
They birds of a feather flock together now. So here, I don't know. Behind some little rumor, it's some truth behind it. I don't know, y'all.
Man, let me tell you something. I believe, because I said this in the beginning of the video, I'm obviously my commentary is gonna be biased as fuck because I already don't like those sorry bitches. Because my spider sense tingles around those people, and my pussy does not get wet. It dries up because I would not want to be touched by that melted Barbie face bitch Tiny, and I don't want to be touched by the potential of herpes bitch that T.I. spews out of his big head. Don't nobody want that. I truly, truly believe that there is a semblance of truth here. I do believe that there are some questionable things about the victims. Miss Sabrina Peterson, I do believe there are some questionable things on their end too. But through those speck of lies and the trail of raggedy bitch tears, I truly believe that there's a semblance of truth there. And T.I. and Tiny, we're going to do everything in their power to make sure that this doesn't get to certain places. If that's the case, then let's remove all of these people. Your best friend close to the situation incriminated the fuck out of y'all. Instead, as we saw here today in that live that she did, initially addressing Sabrina Peterson, that she knows about the threesomes, foursomes, and all the fuck shit that's going on in their home, and things of that nature.
But yes, bitch, that's another one of my issues because like that's what I see is happening. It's like we still live in this culture that is very taboo when it comes to sex and sexuality.
I'm sorry, Evie is crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck.
We still live in this culture that is like super taboo and conservative when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to sex in general. And so like I feel like I see a lot of people projecting onto T.I. and Tiny because they operate sexually in a way that is deemed as being a predatory, or all the things that happen when people have open relationships or come out as being promiscuous or sexually fluid. Look at all the shit that's happening to Jimmy Smacks because he's trans attracted. Like even the same thing with Candy and Todd. A lot of people were willing to possibly entertain that because the rumors had already started spinning that Candy and Todd were freaks. Because for some reason, if you are a very sexually liberated person in this society, to society it means you can be capable of any motherfucking thing, and that is just not fucking true. Like just because I like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 motherfucking threesomes, enjoy fucking orgies, have an open fucking relationship, get my pussy hole banged out by 12 niggas in one night does not motherfucking mean that I am indeed a goddamn rapist, and I don't fucking appreciate anybody judging me and deeming me as such. And so I just feel like it's a lot of projecting going on. It's a lot of like weird conservative shit, and people are just like grasping at these straws because first of all, T.I. isn't a likable person. He's just not. And I also feel like some of this is pretty privileged because just like we're saying, well, just like I'm saying that sexually fluid people sometimes get narrated as being a predatorial, the same thing goes for bitches who are considered butt ass ugly. Nobody has ever called Tiny cute. Nobody has ever thought she was cute. People have always said she looks alien, she looks foreign, she looks upside down, etc. And so I'm not surprised that people also believe that Tiny is capable because I believe there's a correlation between the lack of pretty privilege that Tiny has and it being easy for people to believe that she is willing to do anything if if Tiny looked like Beyonce, if Tiny was quote unquote a bad bitch, I believe people would be more slow to incriminate her or to jump on these. I don't know, like it might just be me. I'm just shut up. It might just be.
I agree. I totally agree with that or whatever. But what kills me about this, now one thing about it, everybody's saying like, okay, well, why did you go if you knew what you came to the house for or whatever? So why you trying to scream rape or something like this for? Let me say this. Y'all cannot say, and it's everybody on the live, everybody in America, that you probably went over the house and you had the intention of fucking her. Excuse my language. You had the intention of getting down or whatever, but you probably weren't feeling the vibe. You like, shit, I thought it was just gonna be T.I. and Tina. I ain't know it was gonna be T.I., Tina, Keisha, Alicia, Renee. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if I have the willingness to change my mind, if I don't want to get down with it, let me the fuck go. I don't have to sit up here because I came here. I wanted to get fucked by T and Time, but the vibe ain't right. I ain't know it was gonna be all this showing down. I have the right to change my mind, and that's what kills me about everybody. It's just like, well, they know they was coming up for. Okay, what should I change my mind? Goodbye. Where's my keys?
Right.
But that's just that. That's just how I think about that. Like,
okay, but even going back to Shekinah, like maybe I heard something different. I didn't feel like Shekinah was. I feel like what Shekinah did was put the fact that they do the threesome thing on blast, but people like took that and acted like she was saying that they be out here trafficking. Huh?
Who used the word recruiting? That's what fucked it up. Like, tell me you recruiting a girl. How you recruiting a girl?
I mean, look.
But I want to ask this question too, though. So again, removing those people, what about this alleged victim that was on the phone with Sabrina Peterson and her so-called experience?
I didn't hear it, so
she's at the time she's 26 now, but at the time she was 16 years old. T.I. and then basically flew her out to Atlanta on the promise of a conversation of some type of record deal, because I guess the girl was a singer. So she claims to have went to the place of residence where then she was drugged, forced to drink, and she was raped by T.I.'s camp.
Wow.
And then on the way out, T.I. basically was like, oh, she looked at the situation and was like, oh, y'all niggas wild. And then laughed at the situation, and then basically paid her $12,000 and had her sign an NDA. And her mother had to, instead of flying her back home, her mom had to come get her, and the mother also had to sign an NDA because the girl was a minor.
Oh shit! Oh dear, I didn't hear that. Boy, these niggas know they be in the bushes to the. Oh my god!
Oh god!
So that reminded me of the situation with R. Kelly, where he's shipping these girls in, but he's seeking out these young girls with the promise of a record deal. Next thing you know, you find yourself drugged and you're being peed on.
Not peed on.
They want that check, and the girl admitted, like, I come from a broken home. My mom has nothing. She was 16, the breadwinner of her own home. So of course she's going to take this free flight. And the idea, because at that time when she was 16, T.I. was big man on campus. Even though he had all that criminal shit back then, he still was really prevalent in the music industry. So of course she go out there and say, hey, yes, I want a deal. And then of course it may have been uncomfortable. That's why they drugged your ass and forced you to drink. And then they raped you. And then the man who was supposed to have your back knew of the situation and still didn't do nothing to save you or protect you. But then you get your ass out here on these public platforms and advocate that you are this great savior of Black women and the Black movement. But mind you, all of this comes on the heels of, and I want to say this, one of the reasons that I low-key understand Sabrina Peterson and why she decided to come out publicly with all of this is because, like I said earlier in the commentary, there's a lot of corruption that goes on in the city of Atlanta. Again, not just Atlanta, New York, Chicago, Ohio, LA. We know these things, that T.I. is about to or being considered for some type of position in the city government of Atlanta. So that would prompt a so-called victim if someone say, you know what, enough is enough, bitch. These niggas, y'all giving these nefarious ass niggas all of this power and all this notoriety. Y'all niggas really now you have really, my cup is running over. I may have been able to deal with your trauma and what you did to me, but now y'all niggas really, now, this nigga he been in movies. This nigga did all kinds of shit. Everyone's bowing down and praising him. This might have been the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, for that girl to speak out and say, fuck that shit. This nigga's really gonna have limitless power. So let me speak on these situations so that you can try to bring awareness and probably stop him. So I'm saying there's wrong on both, there's questionable behaviors on both ends, but there's something in me that says, girl, these hoes got some shit going on.
So let me ask this: how y'all feel about when people make the statement like, "Well, why you just now coming out or whatever"? Well, I mean, why now? Or whatever? How do y'all feel about that or whatever? About how people just take a time or whatever, take a duration of time to reveal their truth. How do you guys feel about that?
My belief, just real quick on that, because I just gave a whole like benediction. My belief, real quick on that, is just going to simply be: I don't ever want to put a timetable when someone else should feel comfortable to come out with their experience, their what's considered to be their truth. Trauma travels on travels. It may take you 20 years, 30 years. You may never get over a situation, no matter how little or small. But to be the judge of how your experience should be rated. Some people think because you just touched someone, that's traumatic to them. But being raped is obviously a whole different level too. But I can't take away that girl was rubbed the wrong way down to the prom child by her professor, by her teacher. I'm just giving an example real quick. Like just because against her down to the spike pole, the punch bowl stand, honey, comfortable, or that something was trying to be had on her. I'm not gonna take that away from her. So, and if it takes her 20 to finally get it off her chest, who am I to judge her on that? Because only you are walking in your own experience. And sometimes the darker the secrets, the longer they take to come out.
True. That is true. You can't tell someone how to grief and when to grief. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, as somebody who, like, a lot of my aunts have been through molestation, and they didn't even speak out until they was well over 40 years old about what happened to them when they was 6 and 7 and 9 years old. So a lot of psychologists have said that this is actually common amongst a lot of victims of sexual assault, that they don't. Most victims of sexual assault don't ever speak at all. They take it to the grave. And the ones who do speak out hardly ever speak out in the present moment, because of the shock and the trauma of sexual abuse. And because a lot of times the abusers themselves are people who are in close proximity to the victim. So then there's that like internal confliction about turning in your uncle, turning in your brother, turning in the family friend, turning in the pastor. And so there's a lot of fucked up shit that contributes to a lot of victims' silence. So I don't agree that people should berate people about when they decide to come out. When they decide to come out is when they decide to come out, whenever that is, even if it's on their damn deathbed. My question would be, I'm never quite sure what victims actually want to happen in a court of public opinion about matters that none of us got to see or experience for ourselves, because that's really truly what's happening here. This is all speculation in terms of what the court of public opinion can offer. You testifying against someone else, and at this point that's literally what it is, testimony for testimony. And so, and I was just saying this on the gentleman's panel, like, for me, being a content creator has changed the way that I approach rumors about anybody, because I've had hate trains ran against me. I've been called a prostitute. I've been called a parking lot thought. I've been all those things, honey. And people have talked their shit and ran it to the ground. And it's interesting when you get to exist or experience that in your own microcosm type of a way. And it really changes what happens to people in the public eye and how fragile your reputation is once you become a public figure. How anybody can cling to that, anybody can make any accusation. If you've been in my home, you can accuse me of anything. If you sat in the car with me, you can accuse me of anything. And just because you can prove you sat in the car doesn't mean you can prove what happened in the car. It doesn't mean anything happened in the damn car. Because you was in my home doesn't mean that anything happened in my damn home.
Hold on real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mute yourself real quick, because I think there's some feedback coming in from your end, Ms. Lala.
Me?
You hear me? Yes, ma'am. I think there may be a glitch. I'm getting some feedback from your end.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see something. Let me leave. I'm gonna leave and come in. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Conscious. I'm sorry.
And then just speaking to Miss Ebony's point, I believe that the age of consent law is 16 in Georgia. I think that is damn near 16 actually pretty much across the goddamn country, which is another issue because somebody had brought up something about Candy in 2009 and hooking up with an 18-year-old, and it's just like, look, like the state considering someone a legal adult versus what society deems as a legal adult, all that shit gets intermeshed into how we attempt to properly understand what's happening. Because at the same time, we want the law to do something, but at the same time, the law permits the legal consent of 16-year-olds to have sex with anybody above the age of 16 years of age. And so, like I said, I just be fucking confused. And I just don't know what because like I honestly I feel like victims end up re-wounded coming to social media because now you put people in the position to be able to decide what they think. And I'm sure as a victim, you wouldn't want to hear or don't give a fuck about anybody who is going to think the latter, but that's what you open yourself up to. And my real question is, what do you really expect to properly serve and the alleged victim? And
You breaking up, baby.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
And should people be punished? Are people truly innocent until proven guilty? Because what also happens in the court of public opinion is we don't do no type of proving. We just jump to what the fuck we believe. And I think
that's why I made that disclaimer in the beginning. I said, bitch, because I don't like these face hoes. Yeah. I'm gonna be motherfucking biased as fuck in this situation because there's I just can't stand that, man.
At least you honest about it though. Like I at least appreciate that. Like just at least be honest about what you believe, and there's nothing wrong with belief in and of itself. Like we're being put in a position to believe somebody in the matter, whether you believe T.I. and Tiny or whether you believe Sabrina and the alleged victim. So there's nothing wrong with that. But I just don't. I mean, YB, what do you think we are supposed to do as the public?
Honestly, once things are taking public, it's what it is. I mean, you have, especially now with people being at home, coronavirus is running rampant through the streets, girl. People are now more invested in entertainment news and media and gossip, and all this, YouTube content has been pushed up. So I believe that once you become public with certain situations, it's really nothing you can do about it. And the only thing they can do about it is shut it the fuck up. You guys you put us more in your business by letting us know that you guys do have that kind of situation going on in your household, which is unfortunately, yes, I agree with what you're saying. You should still be, because we like certain sexual pleasures should not define us, or but unfortunately in this situation, when we link that, the backslide of that is people are going to link and push their own narratives. That leaves
But
the
don't
door.
we have to deal like with that too though? Because like look at how so many of the comments were off the heels of, oh, they like group sex, as if that means that somehow people are victimized because they like look at how it was smashed together. Look at how the public keeps smashing it together. They keep somehow villainizing couples like T.I. and Tiny, and then they're narrated to be capable of anything. And I think society got to check their fucking self. Like, and maybe I'm sensitive to that type of shit because we as queer people get done the same way. Because I'm gay, you get to say I'm a pedo, bestiality. Everything comes swinging through the fucking door because I represent some alternative, and people who are sexually open like a T.I. and Tiny are I see the exact same thing being done to them because they like threesomes and foursomes and orgies. All of a sudden it means, my God, yes, honey, they're capable of any
And the only reason, and again, I'm not trying to take sides here, but the only now that's I have no problem with that. You know, I speak freely about, you know, sexual freedom and things of that nature. That should not define or give society the right to define who you are because you like a little knick-knack paddywhack, give those dogs that bone, honey. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that for me. But on the heels of children stating that they've been raped, that is what helps push that and merges that together for them and their situation, I believe. Now, if this situation, if Sabrina Peterson just said what she said about the gun and no one allegedly came forward, then I would be like, child, I'll treat her probably like I treat a Jaguar right. But the fact that on the heels of her so-called testimony and experience, it brought out alleged rape victims. So that's what I think is what's going to continue to push that narrative in the wrong place and is going to chastise them for their sexual, you know, behaviors and things.
Yeah.
Because they're going to automatically link it to that.
Happens and it's real, and we're learning that through the Jeffrey Epsteins and Harvey Weinsteins, and we like the whole coming off of the industry. But I think also living in this age of clout chasing, my only point is I think it's going to be just as important to scrutinize and to analyze the messengers as much as it is also the alleged villains, because we're now getting both of those things in the same pot together. So being very discerning, being a critical thinker, staying away from being emotionally biased is going to be significant, I think, into like properly moving through this era where both things happen. And I mean, they got one hell of a case on their hand if they have people out here alleging that when they was underage, that they were coerced, they were manipulated, they were taken advantage of. And I believe truth and justice is going to be motherfucking served if that's the fucking case. Because, honey, the wrath has been coming, and if something is happening in the celebrity world, these hoes are dying every fucking day. They're being locked up every day. They're being canceled every day. So we know that there's something deeply sadistic and sinister about the nature of wealth and fame, and there's a corruption that's been going on there, and cosmically, like, there's a factory reset happening, which is why we're seeing the collapse of this fucking space. But also, I would be lying to say that I'm also not concerned that there are people who might be trying to optimize and take advantage of that too.
I'm totally on board with that way of thinking. But I also would like to say, you know, as they say towards coming into the last days, as my foster grandma used to so lightly beat into our fucking heads, honey, that a lot of the people who are of note, of social standing and of power and money, their houses will begin to crumble.
Yeah.
Their misdeeds will be exposed and laid out on the public altar for all to gaze upon and to pass judgment through.
Yeah.
They will begin to lose. Now, it doesn't say that verbatim, but I can but basically that sums it all up of the things that are to come. All of these idols that you revered and looked up to when you just thought, think about the slew of shit that's come out over the years of the rich and powerful and the famous. they were knocked out of their ivory towers really quickly. And in the court of public opinion, whether it was proven or not proven, they still were laid waste in the dust.
Yeah.
But one thing I love about conversations like this that pertain to people like that is that whether it's true or not, I think it's we have to acknowledge that there is something that goes on in these spaces.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you heard this story. I forget the name of the director, but the girl who played in The Exorcist, was that Linda Blair?
Yes, Linda Blair.
Wasn't there a story about her? What's his name? Macaulay Culkin came out and made a drunk statement in the French press somewhere over there when he was staying over there in Europe, honey. They published an article where he basically stated that they have a society over there in Hollywood. They may take this channel down, girl.
Oh,
the guy told him allegedly that the shoes that he was wearing was the skin of that girl.
Of who? Of Linda Blair?
Was it Linda Blair? Was it?
Because she's still living.
Okay, well, not her.
Not her.
Oh, what's that movie, child? Step Into the Light, Carolyn.
I know what you're talking about. I'm about to pull it up real quick, see if I can find it.
Step Into the Light, Carolyn. I think it was that little girl. It was one of those girls that played in one of those major scary movies, like back in like the late 80s, early 90s shit. And he basically told like they're wearing her fucking skin and shoes. So basically, there's like sacrificial cults going on. And immediately after that was published, it was taken down. But it was put up sometime later. And they say Macaulay Culkin, that's why he Poltergeist. That's what it was.
Poltergeist. The little girl who played in Poltergeist?
I believe it was the Poltergeist. I believe it was that little.
Oh my God! What
she had some type of something child, and she went missing, and it was never ever talked about ever.
I did not know that, child. You just gave me some shit to look into tonight. I had no idea.
Look up Macaulay Culkin. He told it all. Is it the boy who played in Home Alone?
In Home Alone, yeah.
He told it all, and he was threatening by those people to never repeat that. Because, he came from a broken, poor child living in New York and shit. And that boy was the breadwinner for his family.
Wow.
There's more to that story if you can find it, because they took it down, child.
Yeah, I'm gonna look. Well, yeah, like it's been a lot of censoring and sweeping of the internet going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not there anymore. But I'll definitely look into that. I mean, look, the ceiling is being peeled back. That's for damn sure.
And rumors came out too that Freddy Krueger was actually created in the light of the real masks that are being the truest people. Oh, child, I'm tired now. I know I'm fucking up my words. That Freddy Krueger and like a lot of things, like his particular character was designed after the true intentions of the major players in Hollywood.
So he's an archetype. He's a symbol.
Yes.
Yeah. Got it. Wow. He's actually also based on like an actual serial killer, like loosely based too off of a serial killer. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's some scary shit. Like the whole thing around the Illuminati and secret societies and these rites of passages within the industries, like the sexual abuse of children, like even the stripping of innocence, like all of that stuff. Like that, there's a perverse spirit within those spaces. And but I also would not be surprised if a lot of these celebrities are they are perverse because they are so deeply desensitized because of their money. Like once you kind of obtain everything that you can obtain in life, and the world is that you're
breaking up, baby.
I'm breaking up again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a partial payment issue. Must be. I'm still here.
You're still here.
Okay.
That little first beginning you were going.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, I can believe it. I mean, I can believe it. Okay, so let me ask you this question. I know you're tired as hell, but so if something like this happened to you, like if you was in T.I.'s and Tiny's exact position, what would you want to happen if you were in their shoes?
Well, first and foremost, let's just keep it like this.
Mm-hmm.
What I will not do is ever be in a position like that if I was them. Because if I know that I have nosy bitches, paparazzi, I know that I have my name is in these streets, I am a public figure such as that, all of my nefarious activities need to be on lockdown, bitch. No one needs to know shit, which means controlling who has information on you, who you invite into your secret world, so to speak. So even if you are just sexually fluid, keep that shit to yourself, because we all know in the world of media and the world of society, they will create narratives about you. Look what they did, again, relating Candy and Todd situation, how we linked that together, thinking that they're all just in it together. They're all raping bitches together because of these little tidbits. That's not fair. And you also don't that, but that happens when we have situations like this take place out in the public, right?
Right.
It's unfortunate, but it's going to happen. So rule number one, shut the fuck up. I'm not going to be telling nobody my goddamn business. Keep you. If you and your wife like that kind of shit, keep it between you. Did it right. Sign NDAs. Have people. You got consent.
But can we put a pin in it? It wasn't them who spilled their own tea, right? It was Shekinah who spilled it. They were keeping their business to themselves. Well, to their inner.
No, they weren't. Because how did she know about it? No, they weren't. Because your best friend exposed you because she knew about information that y'all do because y'all talk about it to her. She wouldn't have known a goddamn thing if that was me. My friend would have been clueless because I'm not going to spill that kind. Girl, you know we out here just having the girls traffic to our home. Well, let me not use that word.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We have the girls, we have the girls. So we out here shopping for women to come back to the house to have sexual pleasures with. I'm not just going to tell not that I don't trust my friend, but because I know I'm Tamika Harris, I'm T.I. I can't have my homeboys and my homegirls and shit in my goddamn business like that, because what happens? What we've seen, there's always a member. Look at R. Kelly's situation. A lot of people had to come forward later because they didn't want to be implicated in the fuck shit because of their close relationship with them. Oh, yeah, that nigga did such and such. Or now y'all telling the shit, but now we're forced to believe you because you were in part of that camp during the time period. So again, shutting the fuck up. Shekinah spoke on the things that was told to her by those people.
But I'm gonna tell you, I think why though. I think because T.I. is a hip hop artist, it just goes to show like like in the context of being T.I. and hip hop, a misogyny and patriarchy is their reality. And so a lot of even the women who are with these hip hop stars, they are taking kind of the same thing of what comes a lot of times with dating these male athletes. Like, and so that's why a lot of these women, even if they don't want to, they are willing to be in open relationships and go find girls and open the bedroom up in order to keep the man, to keep the lifestyle, etc.
But really, is it really about that? Well, like you just said, I'm sorry, you did break up a little bit. What you said. So just piggybacking off that, it's not out of love, it's out of lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, and out of like love, but wrapped up in insecurity and pain body. Like, you shouldn't have to compromise yourself just to keep someone's love for you. If you have to do that, it means that you're not being genuinely loved back. So, I think that's all a part of the breakdown and a lot of what's happening, which is why a lot of people in the chat are saying that he abuses Tiny and he uses her and she's kind of like a narcissistic abuse survivor. Like, she's with a narcissist. Of course she is. And somewhere in Tiny, she's wounded. She's obviously very insecure. Look at her plastic surgery. Look at the things that she's done to herself. Look at, the
Lord
things
knows she has a face only a mother could love.
Yes,
it takes me back to what I believe about T.I. Like, out of all of I understand love is obviously it's more than skin deep, but I'm kind of relating a joke here. But you could have had, she's way older than you at the time. Was it love? And there was someone in the chat earlier that said he did a table talk with Jada, and he mentioned everything about his wife other than the fact that he loved her. There was no mention of love.
That's a problem.
So from the beginning, she could be a broken woman.
Yeah.
She could be someone who's just a bottom bitch, like in the pimp life.
Yeah.
The bottom bitch really has been she's a victim herself,
Yeah.
but there's that low self-esteem has her thinking that she's important to this man, so she has to stick by him no matter what, no matter the ass whoopings. But still, that still makes her complicit in his crimes.
Yeah. And I believe that they're both victims. Like, the privileged is just as much victimized by these systems as the non-privileged, because the system conditions you to believe that you don't have to care. Like, T.I. is a male, and then he's a hip-hop artist, and so he's being groomed and informed that women are disposable, that you know, like, he gets to be toxic masculine and get away with that, and he gets to have also women buying that music, shaking their ass to that music, paying tickets to go throw their panties on stage to that toxic masculinity. And so the whole system gets like, the whole system is out of whack, and everybody ends up buying into ultimately what becomes a fucking issue at the end of the day for everybody. And now we're all like paying for the sins of shit that we have all been complicit in participating in. Like, we've all been complicit in this shit. And so correcting that shit is going to take a lot of fucking work, but we've helped a lot of the villains in our society be the fucking villains. And they've also been predatorial, and they have preyed upon those who don't have that power as well. Like, we've been in a toxic relationship to each other this whole time. So this awakening is very interesting, but I appreciate this conversation. I didn't want to keep you too long. I just want to jump up here because I haven't spoken about this on my platform yet, because as you can see, like, I'm like working through I'm working through my thoughts. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be thinking, listening to all this shit, and I'm just like, girl, this is too much.
Well, it's too, because like, I let a week go by because I like to wait.
Yeah.
Because, you know, until certain things happen. Obviously, when I'm going live, you brought some new information. Homegirl Lala Renee brought some new information that I wasn't aware about. So there's obviously more lives and more conversations happening throughout, you know, the alleged victims and T.I. and Tiny themselves and Shekinah cereal box built ass. And you know, there's still more coming out. So I feel like this is going to be something that's in the height of #MeToo, in the height of everything. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, if we've noticed with Harvey Weinstein's old sorry crunch built ass, he wasn't dragged in the media as much as a Bill Cosby or as this situation. So we know when it's black, hello God, they're going to highlight this even more. This is going to be something that's going to be talked about. They're going to try to drag these people through the mud. Again, whether these allegations are true or untrue, it's just unfortunate that the hammer comes down a little bit harder on black situations.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it is. May God be with us, Father. Well, thank you for letting me come up here and grace you. And
welcome anytime, baby.
I want to talk about, like, I think I want to get into a little bit of the raspy stuff. I would love for you to come over, like, and have you and some other people and us just get into some things, honey. But I don't want to trigger people off, so I'm just like, girl, let me just make sure that I get my thoughts together because I'm in a different space.
That even happened because I was going to do a conversation on something like that related to the boys, because I think that we look at women, and I never want to negate the fact that that is a big issue and that's something that does need to be talked about. But we don't like to accept the fact that these things are also happening to little boys and grown men.
And imagine just how many, because men, because of patriarchy and toxic masculinity, are definitely going to be the last people to ever become like if women are barely being vocal about their sexual assaults, you imagine just how silent men are being, because what man wants to deal with the stigma of, first and foremost, even remotely being suggested as being gay or bisexual because they were sexually assaulted. And I mean, men just don't even have that level of emotional awareness to be that comfortable being vulnerable to even really articulate abuse, because what happens to you as a young man in this culture is you are shaped to be a warrior. And so not being able to protect yourself is a slide to your manhood. And so a lot of men are not going to want to admit that they've been abused because they don't want to admit that I didn't know how to protect myself, even if there was no way for you to fucking protect yourself because you were a child, you were an adolescent, you were a teenager, etc. So that's why I say we got things to get into. We definitely got things to get into. Yeah. Well, I love you. Thank you for having this dialogue, honey. I appreciate you. I'm gonna text you and harass you when you get off here.
Okay, boo.
All right. Bye.
Love you. Have a good night.
Are you too? Bye.
Yes, God, honey. So you see, we got into some things, honey. Yes. And I appreciate Conscious TP for coming on and sharing his thoughts on the matter. I appreciate Lala Renee for coming through. My chat, my fucking jury members, honey, and the guests that came through, honey, because I saw some faces that I haven't seen before. So welcome over to the platform, honey, where justice and truth will be served all day, every day over here, honey. Yes, God, honey. Amen. I appreciate y'all coming through and sharing your thoughts and getting in the chat and being engaged in the conversation. If I didn't have a chance to get to you guys, I am so sorry. This was a conversation piece that, had a lot of, parts moving and a lot of, random thoughts, a lot of, just discussion pieces that can go down many, 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 many different types of journeys. So, honey, thank you, Belize. Yeah, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, honey. Hit the notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. You guys know that I will be doing, after this, I'm tired, but I'm going to try my best to record my review of the season finale episode of Taking Over Houston. And then make sure you guys are joining us tomorrow night, bitch, at 8 p.m. for the Yes God Roundtable season finale episode. If you haven't had a chance to get on IG, follow me on IG, honey, at YBENTTV. All of my contact info is floating through the screen. We will be having special guest panelist, honey, Rico with a K from Chasing Atlanta season 4. Hello, God. We will be also having Dre Simber, the one to remember, bitch, from G Status ATL Hustle, and now he will be a cast member of Chasing Reality's The Retreat, girl. Okay. And we'll also be having August Honey from the Real Hot Boys of Houston. Okay. And we may have a special surprise pop up. I don't know yet. We're trying to, see what's tea. Okay. So make sure you guys are tuning into that. And next week, I know I said this week, but next week, next Saturday night at 11:30 p.m., honey, the premiere, hello God, the premiere of, my late night sex talk show. Okay. I'll be premiering the name sometime this week so you guys can get into it, all right? And for the supporters of Tika Naturals, my business, I appreciate you guys so much. Continue to, purchase, all right? Make sure you're following that page at Tika Naturals and getting into it, honey. Okay. And yeah, I love y'all and I appreciate y'all for coming through. Remember to be blessed and never stressed, all right? Love you guys so much. Have a good night. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Special shout out to Belize. I love you, baby. Thank you for coming through. I missed you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Ashley Slade, Miss Ebony Reese, One True Tarot, Joshua, Yes God, honey. Okay. And everybody else, honey. Y'all know who you are, Miss Trish, A. Briggs. You know who y'all are. I love y'all. Xavier, love y'all. Have a good night. Boy.